Hello, welcome to this week's coffee break video, which is on the other side of our Christmas festivities. For those of you who've been joining in with those, how are you feeling? This is your loving check-in point in this time, which it'll vary for everybody where you are in the sort of digestion process, I guess, depending on what your experience has been and what space you've had around it and what there is to come. For some people, New Year is a big celebration. For some, it's something that comes and goes, being nothing in particular. So a lot of emotions, a lot of sensory stuff going on, a lot that parents have been holding, a lot that we are processing, even when you just think in terms of the richness of just talking about food when it comes to digestion, food and drinks going into our body. We know that we have this sense of, on the other side of the extra, whether it's taking in more food or taking in more variety of food or experiences or people. You know, we quite often feel overfull in some way and really needing that extra support to digest it all, just as our stomach needs that extra support that we quite often get marketed, don't we, in the new year around probiotics and detoxes and join the gym, and you know, and in our guilt and our shame we all think that's what we need to do. Actually, our body has an incredible natural rhythm when we allow ourselves to listen to its cues and listen to its invitations and give ourselves permission to take all the space that we feel that we need. And we often, so often, cut ourselves off from that. And I am really understanding parent too, that so often the reason for that is because of the way that our families are set up in culture, in modern day society, that, you know, we are holding more on a practical level than we're really designed for. And as the parents to PDAs, we can feel really overstretched when we are walking through a space of extra intensity for them. And so we are where we are. But so often as well, we can really expect so much of ourselves, which maybe isn't being called for so directly by our child or our children or our immediate environment. It's the pressures that come from our perceptions of out there, the opinions of others, meeting the expectations or avoiding the judgments of relatives and friends, or the internal pressures of tidying the house up because it's been chaotic. You know, I hear a lot of that, like, oh, everything's chaos. And, you know, but that pressure comes up, doesn't it? To like, got to get on top of it, got to move beyond it now, or maybe there are visitors coming, maybe just as an example. So just notice what yours are and where you are all in it, and just allow yourself to be conscious in this space with me. Come into your moment of awareness and allow what's getting your attention to really come up fully for you. And actually, talking about digestion, you can really join me if you want. I can't see you on the camera, can I? But put your hands on your belly if you want to. And just with me, take a couple of conscious breaths. Let's do 3 conscious, full breaths, not over expanding, just being in fullness and awareness. If you feel like that would support you right now, and you can hold your gut for that support around that digestive area. And as you breathe in, you can imagine the breath going in fully to the belly. And as you breathe out, if you're able to, make the out breath be a bit longer, but only if that feels good and right and not too effortful. And you can imagine the air lifting up and out and taking with it staleness, things that have gone, things that are past, the guilt, the weight, the shame, the blame, the anger, the frustration, the could have, would have, should have stuff. We just let that all go. You can just do that 3 times. And in your own time, continue those breaths until you've done your 3, if that feels good. And then just become aware of your space. Be aware of the floor. Are you touching the floor? You can if you want to, if that feels good. Just ground yourself a little bit, center yourself. Invite yourself back into your body, into this room, into this space. I can hear the ticking of my clock. Notice what sensations are going on in your body. And just be present. So we've really enjoyed our space as a family this week, and it's been a beautiful time of simple but connected and fun time for us. To games and chatting and eating and enjoying presents and all that. And then there's been some times where the tiredness has come, and there's been some times where the sadness that it's over has come, and the realisation of the moments that maybe felt like they could have been more, or we should have been more. You know, all of those things come, don't they? Well, my lovelies, let me pull a card and see what that's got for us. So I've got my Wisdom for Healing cards here. So of course now we're coming into the new year. Happy New Year. And I wish you a happy new year, of course, but I wish you a happy new day, a happy new moment, a happy new breath. We put as much pressure on the new year and new beginnings as we do on Christmas peace and joy and all of that. You know, we just put so much meaning and pressure around that meaning on these points in time, which really are arbitrary points on the calendar. You know, they don't even line up with religious or astrological systems or anything. You know, they really are just dates. And so it's interesting that we can notice that pressure for ourselves and just wonder, as we're going into the new year, actually, what do I want to feel more of in my everyday moments, you know, which will ebb and flow, which will have peaks and troughs, you know. It all is, isn't it? And it's all beautiful. And what I would invite us into, if you would like, if this feels welcome to you, is the acknowledgement that we are so blimmin' marvellous being exactly where we are. And if we choose to accept, radically accept, that where we are, who we are, how things are, could be enough, how much more could we enjoy it? How much more could we relax and let it in? You know? So if that feels good for you, I'll just put that out there. Okay, let's see what. Oh, that's a good New Year card. Thanks. So, I mean, that's a good one, as in it would go with the stereotypical expectations of New Year. That's what made me think when I saw it. But I hope you enjoy the invitation as it is. Take steps to get healthy. And there's the card's image for you. I wonder what that means for you. And notice how you heard it, how you received it as well. Is that a sense of, oh yes, I must do better? Or is it, are you able to receive it as a, oh yes, I really deserve to feel at my best. I am worthy of that. I wonder how I can release that which is in the way for me of allowing my wellness and my life force energy to be shining right now. The card says, think about one aspect of your physical health that you've been neglecting or avoiding and ask yourself why you've been doing so. I don't know that this is it for you, but I will pause there to say that this is a really, really common theme, and I absolutely own this one too, for PDA parents that there is a lot about our health and well-being that we, in inverted commas, neglect, don't pay attention to, because we don't know how to deal with what needs to be dealt with, whether that means getting to a physical medical appointment or making a change. You know, we don't have the energy or the capacity or the support to get these things going. So it's really important that we don't, again, get in that telling ourselves off. It's about, okay, if that's what our awareness is coming to, let's be in the awareness of that and stay in curiosity about that. Perhaps your diet needs to change, or you know you need to exercise more. You got your goal. By the end of the day, commit to a new step or identify why you're choosing to sabotage your healing. I think what I just want to add into that is what I was sharing about that. I don't have the right support, the capacity, the money, whatever it is. It can just feel enormous, and it can feel like there's so much in the way, what's even the point? And the fact it says steps, is really inviting me to commit to the new step. Is just that one little pivot, that one little movement in a direction. So if we start looking for that, that big achievement, we can just feel flawed. But if we just get curious about what is that step, and maybe it is a mindset, maybe it is starting with that healing journey of coming into a therapeutic relationship, or sharing something with a friend, or opening up to somebody that feels a bit vulnerable to find some more support. Whatever it is for you, just notice, actually something that feels tangible and accessible from where you are, that can move you in a direction to feeling more open, more expansive, more healthy, without putting some big goals around it. I hope that feels good for you. Okay, let's do a little bit of tapping before I say goodbye. If we haven't met before, if this is the first time watching the video, welcome. And I'm Lindsay, and I'm mum to a girl who's my PDA, and I'm also an energy therapist. And my favourite tool to share with PDA parents is EFT tapping. EFT tapping means tapping on some points on the face and body, on some acupoints, and it really soothes the nervous system, and it soothes the fight, flight, freeze, fawn response. And we can do this in a conscious work way when we choose something we want to focus on, choose something we want to change, or put our attention on something that we're struggling with, and we can then soothe the nervous system, and we can soothe our mind. And it works on all levels of our mind, body and spirit to really elevate change. And the reason that I love it so much is because it's something you can do right now, even though you are feeling like you have not got the capacity to take in any information, invest in any time, etc., etc., etc. Because you can just tap on these points. It is so quick and easy to learn. It's a self-help technique, and you can do it anywhere. You can do it in the bathroom, you can do it, it takes 1-2 minutes, and it just means that it's accessible right where you are. And that's why I love it so much. And it flipping works. I kid you not. It's my favorite tool. I think it's fantastic. Okay. So a lot of people ask me how they can use EFT tapping with their children and young people. And for me, it's not about whether or not you can, because yes, it's a wonderful tool for children. It's a wonderful tool for young people if they're interested, if it feels aligned for them, if they welcome it. But when somebody comes to me and they're a parent and they're saying, I'm struggling with, then my invitation would be, okay, so let's see how we can work with you, because it's not until you are in the space of feeling centered and open that you've got anything to bring in supporting anyone else on their journey. So we've got to start here, haven't we? Okay, so we start by tapping on the side of the hand, and we're going to make friends with what's going on for us. So just notice when I invite you to take a step, what's the thought or the feeling that arises for you? It might be a physical feeling, you might feel and notice the energy in some way of a colour or a sense of a block or some sort of resistance, or you might have a thought or a person or a situation come to mind. And I just want you to find that, know it's there, and tap on the side of your hand and say, and even though that's there, I deeply and completely accept myself. And even if it stays there, I deeply and completely accept myself. And even though I don't know what to do about it, I love and forgive myself. And I'm doing a great flipping job. Okay, and then we go upon the eyebrow and just tap here and just say, this is here and that's okay. And on the side of the eye, this block's here. I see it and I'm safe. And under the eye, this block's here and it's okay. I'm doing my best. Under the nose, this block's here and I don't need to push. I don't need to push. I don't need to force my way through. And on the chin, this block's here and I don't need to fake. I don't need to pretend. I don't need to mask. It's here and I'm okay with it. I can see it. I can talk about it. I can own it. And I love and accept myself. Over the collarbone, this block's here. And maybe it's helping me. I'm open to that possibility. Under the arm, this block's here. Maybe it's got a message for me. On top of the head, this block's here. And even if it stays here, I am perfect. Whole, complete, wonderful, badass, brilliant, marvellous, and all those fabulous things. Good, and on the eyebrow again. And I'm open. On the side of the eye. I'm open to seeing it differently. Under the eye, I'm open to taking steps. Under the nose, even if I don't know what they are. On the chin, I'm open to noticing my guidance showing up. On the collarbone, I'm learning to really listen to my inner guidance and trust it. And this is a really good way to try it out. Under the arm, this is a really good chance to try it out. So I'm going to listen deeply. I trust myself. I just looked at myself in the camera and thought, I think I'm done with Christmas jumpers now. I've been in them for a season and I just thought, I felt my energy just go, I think this is goodbye to Christmas jumper time. We'll see if in this moment it is. Lots and lots and lots of love to you. I really hope you can really just take super care of yourself and really receive that love that not only do you deserve, but that you are. All right. Bye.